Hey, gorgeous beauties. I can see you all down here on another computer. So if I'm looking down to the left, welcome, welcome, welcome. Lynn, Shira, Mimi, Serene, Kari, Donnell, Haley, Senstar, Cindy, Tina. There's so many of you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And welcome to Rich Diva Masterclass. Thank you for turning up live. Get ready for a divine sacred ride home to your sacred power to make more money, command more for your sacred work, and come into your sacred divinity. Okay, so let's get this party started. Hey, Judy. Hey, Leslie. Okay, so today I'm going to be covering the 3 secret strategies I use to go from broken to rocking my $1 million empire without losing my sanity or my lady mojo or without working all the frigging time. And the truth is, right at the beginning, when I was beginning to really up level, I worked a heck load harder than I do now. Finally, it's been almost 3.5 years in when I really started to grow my business radically, like wild divine fire, because I was so over fucking myself over, so over the grind, so over my drama, so over my resentment, so over my stories. I'm actually, get this, I am now taking off the last week of every month. That means that there's already 12 weeks off a year, and I take off every Monday and Friday, and I have a multi-million dollar business. And about 3.5 years ago, I was pretty much, pretty skint. Okay. So it does take work to build an online empire, absolutely. But my students that are global all around the world do incredibly well very quickly without spending a dime on ads, right? So we're going to talk really about the stages that you need to go through from, say, crap cash flow to booking your first few clients and to scaling from there, okay? So my goal is to really, take off the veil and be really, really honest. You can ask me any questions at the end. It's going to be juicy as F. Who's ready for a divine shift, right? I know I am. Every day I'm ascending at the speed of light. And I'll give you a little hint of what I do in order to do that. I make a command, and you can make one right now. Is Haley okay? Yes, cool. You can make an energetic command. So Diva, which I'll explain a bit later, I use the word Diva. I don't know how well you guys know me. Some of you have probably known me for a long time. Some of you probably just seen an ad and come here today. So Diva stands for divinity. It's not a homage to Mariah Carey. When I was really at my ends in my life years ago, when I had a benign tumor in my uterus, I had a lot of family drama, a lot of unresolved childhood wounding. I got down on my hands and knees and I started praying, and I never got up, and I literally had to rewire every single fiber in my being to claim myself. I didn't have a boyfriend at the time. My family relationships, as I said, was pretty much in ruin. And it was at that point that I began to really channel more deeply, connect to my real sense of power, my intuition, and come back into myself and claim my own creatrix, divine, sacred life force and energy. So that's where the word diva came from, right? It's about you honoring your own divinity, and no matter what you've gone through in life, claiming yourself. Because I see so many women attack themselves. I was there. I've suffered from eating disorders and self-abuse for years. Thank God I'm not like that anymore. And so really at the end of the day, before I became a business strategist, I spent 20 years in corporate advertising, and I've been a published writer. I worked for the Sydney Morning Herald on newspapers and magazines. I was a magazine editor. I've also studied mind body healing, shamanism, and eating psychology. And it was all through my deep struggle and suffering that I've done that amount of work. Okay. So if I can go from burnt out at 5 figures, basically, I think when I lost my company in America and came back home, about 4 years ago, I was making kind of about 20 to 30, 40 grand a year if I was lucky. Okay, to nourish, rich, and lit up with $1 million plus business, so can you. Okay, it does take focus and dedication, and it does take you getting over any sense of like real chronic fear and just getting in the driver's seat of your life and making a vow that, yes, I'm going to do this. And I didn't actually finish what I was going to say, which is you can make a command. I command now that I am rising into radical divine riches. I command it. I command it. I command it now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so it is. Can I get an amen, sister, on that one? Okay? Because no one can do it for you. At the end of the day, it's going to come down to you claiming it first energetically before you can even create that physical reality, right? Okay, so you're going to leave this workshop knowing exactly what needs to be done to scale your business to 7 figures and beyond. So let's do this. So make sure that you also stay to the end because I'm gifting you my $1 Million Diva money map and my Divine Theater Money Karma Drama meditation valued at $97. I will be making an offer today. I will give you fair warning to leave if you don't want to listen to my offer, but you should absolutely stay and listen to it because it's probably one of the most powerful programs at the moment in this space on the friggin' planet. And I have social proof to prove that, right? I've been teaching this for over 4 years and our students all around the world are making bank, right? Okay. I'll also be giving you these gifts before I pitch anything, okay? So who am I? Who is Ingrid? Ingrid is a leading 7-figure diva strategist. I'm a women's wealth advocate and a transformational teacher. I stand for the political, economic, and social empowerment of all women. Women will really only change the course of history when we allow ourselves to rise up financially. Otherwise, we will always be someone else's property. And it's time for you to shift and for women globally to shift into financial and social power. We literally have to erode and erode the shame and rewire every single cell in our beings to claim abundance, to claim nourishment. I see so many exhausted women. I see so many women trapped in that sense of suffering, and we've got to support each other as well and not be jealous of each other and really realize that there's so much money to be made. You know, we don't need men any longer to survive. So we have to stop attacking each other and start supporting each other. My community, I will let you know this here and now. You know, people might get twinges of jealousy. It's only natural. Jealousy is just showing you what you want. Right? You can shift that to a sense of appreciation. You can say, oh my God, okay, she has what I want. That's possible for me too, rather than she has it, I can't have it. So my community and the women that work with us and my students are so deeply supportive, so honoring of each other. And it's just beautiful to witness. And I think we all need that support in our lives. Can I get an amen on that? Fuck yes. Yes. Yes, someone just put up a GIF. If you're watching this on the live stream in my free group, you might not be seeing what I'm referring to, but someone just put up a Spice Girls going, yes, yes, yes. Anyway, that's hence the gestures. So as I said before, I have 20 years marketing experience in sales, capital raising, advertising, and TV development. And really my ascension came when I gave birth to my daughter. I'd lost a company. I had a clothing line in New York called Body Love. It was stolen, but my corporate kit was stolen by a lawyer and basically blackmailed me, and I lost my whole company. So I had to come back to Australia and basically start from zero, both physically because I was completely burnt out, just an adrenal mess of a woman. And I had to start from scratch. So I remember years ago when I met my husband, you know, we had like envelopes in our undie drawers marked food, you know, play. Thank God we even had that money. I look at it and I just feel so grateful. But that's how we were managing our, you know, our bank account. When I gave birth to my daughter, I was still on calls with clients. I'd already done all the work that I'd said I'd do. I have a chronic overgiving tendency. So, you know, it was just like overgiving, working really hard, trying to prove myself, validate myself. I didn't even really realize what I was doing was wrong, except I felt like shit. I just literally, you know, as I said, given birth, and there I was. I couldn't even pee to go to the toilet, and there I am still sort of serving clients in bed. It's just like a chronic toxic habit of behavior. So it was at that point that I thought, you know what, if I'm really going to be a role model to my daughter, I've got to get over my anxiety. I've got to start doing things differently because this is not serving me, and it's certainly not serving my family. And if you really look at what I'm about to teach you today, it doesn't serve the customer. Okay, so I was over poisoning myself energetically, financially, and physically. If you can relate, which I'm sure you can, most women I see we just give at the expense of ourselves. I think it's beautiful to be generous. I'm a generous person. Most of the soul empaths that I meet are deeply generous. But if you don't have anything left to give, and you're running on empty and you don't have enough cash flow in your business, you're basically going to kill your business and borderline potentially really harm your own self, right? So I went from hot mess to $1 Million Diva over 3 years, serving deeply without sacrifice. And no, I didn't marry into money. My husband was recently divorced when we met, and so we both started together and built this baby together, okay? It was originally my business. I started selling $6,000 packages. I went from $100 sessions to selling my first $6,000 package. That client paid me in full and I was off and running. And that's exactly what I teach my students, exactly how to do that, how to craft the package, how to get the messaging on point, what to do to get clients without spending a dime on ads. And then I went from there, and I'll be breaking that down in a moment. So as I said, we have global clients and students all around the world who are making more money than they ever have over 30 to 90 days by following our proven process. And more than making money, obviously, they are ascending, they're owning their voices, they're changing themselves, they're shedding all the old stories and really embodying a new level of frequency and energy. They look like different people, they sound like different women, because that is what is required. And it's a gentle, beautiful, loving process that they go through, right? So the strategies I'm going to share have enabled my clients to sell out their coaching offers, attract high-paying dream clients, and create seven-figure businesses. Some of them have created seven-figure businesses, but mostly six-figure businesses at the speed of light. And you don't need to work harder to make more money, Diva. I really wanted to make that very, very clear. As I said, I'm working less now. Yes, I've had times where I've had challenges. Most of those challenges were about more my emotional junk in the trunk, over giving to clients. They've been some of my biggest challenges. Obviously, scaling a business into $1 million plus business, there is a system, there's all these new things to learn. So at the beginning, it was the hardest because I had so much to learn, but everything that was hard at the beginning has become easy. And I really didn't have a coach and a mentor. I've kind of self-taught myself all of this. I did try to hire a few different coaches, but I just thought most of them were full of shit, bored the shit out of me. I could run rings around them, so I never hired them. So this is all through my business experience over the last 20 years. And just have to say, the first time I ever got on a webinar, I was literally petrified. I wanted to vomit. I actually twisted my ankle and was completely in sabotage mode 2 days before. I could barely walk. My husband literally had to kind of carry me to sit here. And but now I feel comfortable. I feel really at ease and at peace. And so everything, as I said, that is maybe hard and brings up fear for you now will become something that you practice, that you master, and it'll get easier and easier and easier. And it's really like anything in life, right? Learning to walk as a child. You have to grow those muscles. You have to gain your balance. It's the same process that comes to business, right? Okay, so my new motto is F the grind unless it's the good kind. So let's have some fun, you beautiful people. Right now we're going to hear from Ania. Ania went from having $2,000 in the bank when she came to work with me. She made over $200,000 in 2 months, and we're going to hear about her story. Ania packaged up a $25,000 teacher training. She just went for gold. She followed the process, and here's her story now.
Yeah, in just 2 months, while I was super busy, suddenly I was guided to create a webinar. Even though I hadn't gone through all the content yet, I just felt guided to create it and put it out there. I did the webinar, and then I instantly sold like 5 25K packages from that. I can't even express how grateful I am to you, Ingrid, and to all of your team.
Okay, lovely to hear from her. And I think the thing about all the students that do well with us, they just throw themselves into the content and they move past the fear and do it anyway, right? So thank you to Lynn for complimenting me on my top. Yeah, it's pretty out there actually, isn't it? It's fun though. Okay, great. So let's dive deep into the Rich Diva Masterclass. Okay, if everyone focused, let's shut off Facebook for a moment because I'm going to be giving you a lot of content. Just really focus in. This is your time and I want you to get this into the depths of your soul, right? Okay, so don't be distracted. Don't do that. It'll be there for you later on. I can promise you that. Okay, so secret number 1, get rich, darling. The rookie mistake that you're making that keeps you broke, exhausted, and stuck in constant hustle mode. So if you want a constant stream of new clients that you absolutely adore, paying you the big bucks, right? And you want them to hit on that buy button consistently, you need to stop doing this now. You need to stop selling your work for peanuts, Diva. And the other part to this is you need to stop hiding. You will not be able to reach your ideal client by discounting your work. So I think so many women think if I discount, if I keep kind of pulling back on my pricing, I'll get more clients and I'll make it more affordable for people. That is kind of one of the worst mistakes that you can make. And I did it for years and I should know. All it does is you get the wrong kind of client and you're not able to really serve them at the level that they need to be served. So you need to raise your rates and raise your value of service. So I'm going to talk about selling high end. Now, when I went, as I said before, from charging $100 an hour, which I found really hard to do actually, selling a $6,000 package, when you learn how to position it in a way that's incredibly powerful, incredibly juicy, where the client is like, oh my God, where have you been all my life, right? They can understand the value. And from that point, people will then part with their cash. So selling high end is not about, so I'm talking about the value of service. You are going to offer some of your most potent work ever. You're going to take the client on a journey. You're going to solve bigger problems, and I'm going to go into that a bit later. So for example, you'll hear about a story later on, Jai Lee. She was a yoga teacher. She was trying to hustle $40 an hour, $80 an hour yoga sessions. So what we did was, we looked at her client base and who she really wanted to reach in the market. And we were like, okay, their core problem is this sabotage pattern. Jia Lee is also a shamanic healer. So, and I work with a lot of healers, by the way, about 70% of healers, and also business coaches, strategists, Facebook ad managers, naturopaths, photographers, so on and so forth, but a lot of healers. So we identified the core problem. She packaged up these beautiful shamanic healing sessions, and they were $5,000 each. And she started selling them consistently. She's had $20,000 cash weeks, and she's grown a six-figure business. And she was pretty skint once also when she came to work with me, right? So it's about offering something that's so beautiful, so sacred, so divine, that takes the client on a transformational journey. So one part is packaging it up, and the next real important part is being able to clearly articulate that value. And most women don't know how to do that. They're petrified about being on video, expressing themselves, honoring their work, and clearly articulating the journey that they'll go on, right? So you need to raise your rates and raise the value of your service. Your couture darling and not bargain basement seconds. So selling high end is the fastest path to cash, but also divine service. Because selling 1 hour sessions keeps you broke and in a state of real scarcity, and the client in suffering. And it's actually a disservice. So right now I'm working on my health, and I've gone to see a naturopath. And, she sold me this 1 hour session, and I'm going back again a few times and whatnot, but she could serve me much more deeply if she put together a comprehensive plan, and she could easily charge me $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, right? Okay. Is everyone getting what I'm saying? I keep getting booted from the live, says Lindy Lou. I'm not too sure what's happening there. You might want to go, if you'd like to go, Lynn. We've also got, can you put a link to my free group? If anyone's having an issue, you can go to my free group and watch this. We're streaming it live there. So that might help you, Lynn. Okay, so your prices are based on your talent, your expertise, and your vibrational resonance, not on your prospective client's budget. So I hear a lot of women say, oh, no one's got money, or who will pay for that? I can assure you, with 2.1 billion active users on Facebook, there are plenty of people in your specific niche who have the cash to pay for a sublime, divine, transformational journey. At the end of the day, if you can help them get the result they want, they will pay. Okay, so stop discounting, release the scarcity, and really do your best to open your heart to absorb what I'm saying. Okay, it's actually easier to sell a higher end package than it is to sell a $100 session, because you can really clearly articulate the outcome that they're going to get, right? Okay, so let's break this down and let's compare selling low ticket to high ticket and what it really takes. Because I think, when I was sort of starting out and even throughout my career, I really have not taken the time, or I didn't previously, I hadn't taken the time to really sit there and go like, okay, what is really going to make a return here. And I think so many women are so scattered, doing so many things, following so many different coaches online. And it's like this big hodgepodge kind of desperate attempt at trying to make money. And really at the end of the day, we need to get grounded. We need to stop being scattered. And it's only like a couple of things that you need to do to get into real cash flow. But let's compare this. So example number one is selling low ticket. So if you was selling $100, $120 sessions, you would have to sell 833 sessions to make $100,000 in a year. Or even if we cut that down and we looked at $50,000, you would have to sell 400 and whatever it is, 15 sessions. You get the drift. In order to be able to do this, if we get really strategic and just look at the numbers, pretty much that is fucking impossible. I don't think I even sell 400 units in a year. And I'm making, a lot of money. I'm doing well. I'm serving lots of people. Because at the end of the day, I always say, if you don't have a trust fund or you're not coming to me and you say, Ingrid, I've got 30 grand, 50 grand to spend on advertising, or you don't have a sugar daddy to bankroll you, honestly, and you don't have a massive list, this is a recipe for a disaster. I had a client come to me and she did a webinar. She spent a fortune on an ad manager. She put all this effort into her presentation and made it look all beautiful, did new photos and whatnot. And her offer was like $150. And she sold 2 spots. That means she made a return of $300. So basically she was in debt. But when you look at it, the numbers don't work. Okay, just doesn't work. And in order to sell, say, 415 units, you would literally be working all the time in order to constantly be generating new business. So do you see how it doesn't work? Okay, so example number 2 is selling high ticket. So say you packaged up a $5,000 offer, you sell 20 units, it's $100,000. That's 20 spots in 1 year, 20 spots in 6 months. Many of our students come in, maybe a percentage of, we have women who do incredibly well, like make 200 grand, like Abby did. You'll hear from her in 4 months, and whatnot. And then we have those that sell their first 10K in 3 days. Kira just joined this week. She sold $8,000 worth of product in her first 48 hours. So this is available. You can make this type of money very quickly. And then they're doing all of this without spending money on ads. Okay. So even if it was a $2,500 offer, and you sold 10 spots, say, in your first 2 months, what's that? It's like 20 grand, $22,000. So this is available pretty much to everyone who has a level of ethics, who has a level of like mastery. You've got a skill, you're a coach, you're a life coach, you're a healer, you're a business strategist, you're in digital marketing. I think one of the ladies, PJ, was saying, absolutely, you're in digital marketing. I'm sure you can sell bigger packages than $2,500. Okay. So Diva, even a $2,000 offer at 2 sales a week is a 4K week. A 4K week at 52 weeks is $208,000. So, when you're spending money in life, you're like, oh my God, I just keep spending money. Money runs through my fingers, right? Well, the same thing happens in the opposite positive way with accumulating money. So pretty much over the first year, I just put my head down. I just kept focusing on service, focus on service, focus on service. I had a good package. I had this school called CEO Diva Business School. I had a $5,000 tier, like I had 3 tiers. So 5, 10, 15. I did at the end up running ads. So I sold my first sort of $6,000 package. I sold probably another 10 packages after that. So I made about 60 grand. I've put money to the side. I put 10 grand into ads, ran those ads to a funnel, to a free offer, which was called Sacred Money Miracle. I still have Sacred Money Miracle, by the way. I just redid it. It's free. It's a 3-part video series. Happy for you to check that out. It's smmiracle.com. And I booked 60 calls. 40 people said no to me. They didn't buy for whatever reason. But 20 people said, pretty much 16 to 20 people said yes. And I was in business. I was making money, right? But that was what I did sort of in the second phase. The first phase was just going directly to my current following on Facebook, my personal page, and showing up on video, getting visible, claiming my power, speaking the fuck up, and booking calls and selling to clients. I have a beautiful, I don't know if she's in here. We've changed this PowerPoint around, so I'm not sure. But I have a beautiful client who's going to come and speak in my live group to you all next week or the week after. I'm not too sure yet. But she's been live on camera with me before here on one of my trainings. Her name is Nikki. And Nikki is a love coach, a relationship coach. And she came to me incredibly cash poor, not poor as a woman because we're all rich and divine. And she did $24,000 in her first month and is now like, Ingrid, I want to work with you privately. $24,000, two young kids. She is awesome and it's available to you. So anyone can do this when you have a process to follow and you implement the steps, right? So obviously you have to apply it. I always say this, it's a co-creation. So our curriculum, it's called High-End Empire Fast Track, and it's this deep, juicy dive. Every single module is like full-on video training. We've got 2-hour trainings, we've got swipe files and templates. We literally take you through the whole, like every single part of what constitutes what I call a, oh my God, where the fuck have you been all my life? Let me give you my credit card offer, right? So it's very comprehensive, our training. So your client is paying for the transformation, not your time. If I can sit with you and map out the most incredible offer and then make sure that I help you craft a new opt-in that gets you a $1.60 opt-in conversion and then teach you how to book calls, what to say, take you through a big sales training and I can cover that, say, in 3 hours, how much is it worth? A whole lot of money, I can assure you. Okay. So you can start selling high end with no ad spend, a big list, or even a sales page. So what we teach you, you don't need any tech whatsoever. Even today, most of our bigger tier offers, we have other offers. We have a 10K offer. That's a 6-month intensive with 6 live calls. Those offers are sold on a call. People get on a call, they have a heart-to-heart chat. We don't do hardcore sales. If we feel that we're a match and you want to know more about working with us, we sell that. Now, we don't take you to a sales page. We have still today, we use a beautifully outlined, designed PDF. And that basically that's all you need in order to get started. And still 4 years on, that's what we use because really high ticket offers are sold mostly on a call. Okay, so is everyone hearing what I'm saying? All good, babies? Divas, everyone good? Okay, I'm gonna keep going. I want you to feel into what it would be like for you to get booked out with grace and ethics, charging at least 10 times more than you are now. Like, what would that do for you? What would that do for your family? Imagine being able to sell, someone's just arrived here, I don't know who that is, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 offers. Literally say in the next week. Or like Kira in the next 48 hours. Is possible. It's not sort of get rich quick schemes. It's called a process. It's called a system. And it's also about contribution. It's about really embodying a new level of frequency. It's around shifting your money karma drama and claiming that you deserve it. And it's about making sure that you serve your client really deeply. And then you have this beautiful new energetic field whereby people, like what Kira was saying, this new client that joined, like I've just got old clients coming to me immediately. It happens to a lot of our students. The flow starts because when you shift your vibration, you shift the way you relate to yourself, you begin to come into your power, everything shifts because it's all energy. That's what we are. We're energetic beings. So if you want to shift your financial reality and what you're seeing on the external, it always starts with an internal shift. So we teach advanced business strategy along with deep, deep, divine, spiritual, energetic, emotional healing. And that's why it works so well. So this is all possible, I can assure you. I currently have over 200 students doing this right now, and their success is available to you. That's not including my membership. Okay, so all under earners share, this is quite interesting, I find. All under earners share one common trait, and it's something I can really relate to. As I keep increasing my threshold to receive divine compensation, receive more nourishment, receive more beauty, receive more love, connection, space in my life, I'm constantly up leveling and looking at those cords and threads and belief systems that have bound me in kind of not allowing myself to receive and go to the next level, where we make our lives harder than they need to be. But I digress, kind of. So the thing that bounds under earners, all under earners together, is a high propensity for scarcity and struggle. So it's time for you to, number one, be aware of it. I think so much we're so conditioned into wanting to give. We're running around like, chickens with our heads cut off. We're fucking freaking out about money, and we just need to take a deep breath and ground and see that it's not serving you, and just try to like just understand that there's a pathway out of this. You've just got to decide, okay, I'm going to do it. That's what I did. I was actually speaking to a student yesterday in one of the live trainings I was doing, and I said, have you really made a vow? Have you made a vow that no matter what struggle you come up against, no matter what, you are going to build the most divine, incredible life and empire? That it's done. It is done. Right? And she was like, no, I haven't really. So it's like where you kind of put one foot in and one foot out. I will tell you right now, as a divine manifestation technique, you got to be in. You got to be fully in, and you've got to make a command and a vow. And when you do, you will keep going and go. It's what I use in my own life. It's like I've made a vow. I'm like, I'm going to be one of the richest bitches on the planet. I'm going to serve deeply. I'm going to serve thousands of women. I'm going to speak around the world. I'm going to have the most incredible events. That is happening. That is done. It will take time. And I keep going and I keep going. And then I look at my bank account and go, how the fuck did that happen? It's a system. It's a process. It requires consistency, and you've got to be all in. So who here is ready to raise your standards, raise your vibration, and in doing so, your prices? Yes, yes, yes. So now we're going to hear from Ninka. Ninka's based in Amsterdam. She's an adrenal health expert. She came to me earning 20,000 euro a year. So she was pretty much on the poverty line. And she made 70,000 euro in her first 7 weeks. She's still a student of mine. She's in my Diva Mind program. She's incredible. And you're going to hear from her now.
In 2017, I earned a little under 20,000 euros, which was at the bare minimum. I didn't have to pay taxes because I earned so little. And then within 2 months of working with Ingrid, I made 70,000 euros. And my numbers have only gone up over the last year.
She's gorgeous, isn't she? But it's available to you. And now we're going to hear from Jolie. I mentioned her before. She went from royally screwed at $40 and $80 yoga sessions to selling her $5,000 karmic clearing packages. She just bought a house. She's just had her second baby. She's also still a client and student of mine. She's also a soul sister. I want to make one. Ninka is well as well. So many of my students. I've caught up with them in New York recently. I have these divine bonds with the people that work with us, because it's something that I've also commanded in. I'm very, very clear about who I'm here to serve, and that is really heart-aligned, heart-centered, generous, loving soul empaths who probably need to liberate themselves from this over-giving pattern, but they're just really beautiful souls, and I just adore them. So now we're going to hear from Jolie.
She has changed my life and her team, and just learning her strategy and diving deep into her program and being supported by the other women in it, you will go through a massive healing and ascension and transformation yourself. You will drop your old crap. You will become activated. You will see the possibility. You will cry. You will get frustrated. You will laugh and cry. You will be filled with so much joy. So I am one of the ones. I came in and I had to get over some stuff first. I immediately started selling and made more in a few weeks than I had ever made in a year, based on her strategy and her support. That's what this is about, activating ourselves, getting over our own crap with the right support so that we are having a ripple effect into the world, much like Ingrid does. And the love I have for Ingrid and the appreciation I have for her makes me want to cry, because this is changing lives.
Janelle just said that Janelle just said that Jolie is a diamond, and she is, but I think that's what every woman is. This is where I'm talking about owning your own divinity, coming into your presence, coming into your power, not shaming ourselves any longer, not looking at your past history, at financial loss and berating yourself, not comparing yourself to other women. I have so many different looking women, colors, ethnicities, starting at all different levels. Some people come together where they can barely afford to pay us. That's the majority. To women who might already be at 10K, women who are at 50K, but mostly people who are really just beautiful divine souls that really need someone to hold a sacred space for them to ascend and break free from these under-earning patterns. Next, we have Christina. She is a divine channel. She's a beautiful mystic, very bright woman, talented, I think got a Harvard degree. She is also an astrologer, and she's downloaded all these incredible divine codes and so I work with a lot of talented women like this. It doesn't mean just because you're talented and incredibly bright, I mean, you could absolutely be a genius. It doesn't mean that you actually know the strategy of making money, because I see this time and time again. So let's hear from Christina.
My fear was that I was going to sign up for one more program where the mentor told me to do the same thing as they were telling everybody else to do. And so today, I went over all my offers with Ingrid, and I was having some struggle with launch strategy, and I really didn't want to do it the old way. And she just was like, no, you don't have to do that. And we just cut out all the clutter, we cut out all the chaos, we cut out all the billion moving parts to be in a program and then to do the one-on-one work with her. It was just really extraordinary, and it seriously probably saved me 2 years of painful trial and error. I've never met anybody who walks her talk like this woman. I've never met anybody who can hone in on you, what you need specifically, what's relevant to you and your contribution to the planet, and just cut out the shiz and make it crystal clear. I just want to say, whatever Ingrid offers, just jump on it. Because from the moment you do, your frequency will skyrocket, and you will ascend into a completely different perspective of your work and what you're here for, and it will feel amazing, and you will succeed like never before.
And Christina's career has just gone crazy, so it's great in a good way. So how would this feel for you? That's the important question. How would it feel for you? How would it feel in your body? This is a beautiful exercise to really feel into what it would be like to have 10K months, 20K months, 30K months, 50K months, 100K months. I was going to writing this email, and 2 different talented women this week, both in the health profession, because I've been working on my health, and my acupuncturist said to me, oh, Ingrid, who makes 100 grand a month? And I'm like, people do. And she said, you have to be a surgeon to make 100 grand a month. And I'm like, not really. I probably make more than a surgeon does. I didn't say that to her. I just kept kind of quiet. But I said, look, think of it like this. Instead of, say, charging $90 an hour for an acupuncture session, which is all good and wonderful and decent, and she's in her late 60s and she's suffered adrenal issues in her life, and she's working a lot, and she makes decent money because she's booked out. She's very, very talented. But she's working really hard, and it takes a toll on your health, right? And ironically, she's an acupuncturist. Anyway, so I said, imagine if you did a $5,000 or say a $10,000 teacher training. And imagine if it was to do with women's sensuality, sexuality. It could be menopause. You could be teaching people how to specialize in acupuncture for anti-aging, hormone balancing, anxiety, depression. You could do a teacher training, and that teacher training might at the bare minimum be $10,000, right? So you only have to sell 100 spots of that $10,000 teacher training, and you'd be working part-time, by the way, doing that. And you could have a whole lot of teachers working under you as well eventually if you wanted to, and you can scale that baby to $10 million. That's how people make bank. It's not charging $50, $100, $200 even. I have a beautiful, divine, very talented marriage psychologist who came to work with me. $200 an hour. Awesome. Great money. Great. Been doing this for years. She's now a grandmother. She has people fly in all around the world to work with her. And we went and packaged a $35,000 offer because she's fucking exhausted. She wants to spend time with her kids, her grandkids, not her kids. Her kids are growing up. Her grandkids and her kids. And she's done. You know, she's an expert at her craft. She should be paid appropriately, but no one can do that for you until you're like, okay, this isn't working. I need to shift the perspective, right? Hey, Janelle, you're so cute. Okay, so wouldn't this be life-changing for you and your family? I know it was for mine. I know it is for so many students that keep joining us every single week. Okay, so you need to run your business like a diva, not like a novice. It's no longer a charity, divine woman. You're not here to work for free or to suffer. That's why I see so many women. I think we're conditioned. We live in a patriarchal society still today. Women are rising up, but we're still so conditioned that in a way you're like a money hungry, grabby bitch to actually command high prices for your work. It's bullshit. Russell Brunson, Tony Robbins, all the big boys of the industry would never feel shame and embarrassment for the prices of their masterminds, and yet women do it every single day. So it has to end. Okay, so secret number 2 is high ticket sales without getting on the phone. To be honest with you, really what I found that is a lot of sales. Like I've sold high ticket, like $12,000 offers without getting on the people on the phone. I've sold $5,000 without getting people on the phone for sure. Mostly it will be at the beginning on sales calls. The way that I did it was that I was running traffic to my webinars. I was selling one-to-many. I offered incredible value. I nourish my leads, so I don't just finish with a webinar. I'm always like offering my community more content, free content, constantly doing that to establish that deep sense of affinity and rapport and trust with my audience, right? And so that's the way that I sold those 500K in sales. But to be honest with you too, during that period of time, I probably spent like 100,000 minimum on ads. Now, remember, it's taken me years to get to this level. I didn't just do this overnight. If you had like an opt-in that was, say, the opt-in fee was costing you like, say, $3 and you spent, you built up your income, you made your first $50,000, you spend $3,000 of ads at a $3 opt-in, you get another 1,000 people on your list, and just 1% of those people buy from you and you get them on a call. That's a pretty good, and then you're selling it at say $5,000 a package or $3,000 a package, you're getting a great return from your ads. Okay, so let's sort of look at the whole client attraction process here, just as an example. So you might have an ad. By the way, video ads tend to convert the best. You'll often see, you've probably seen my ads, we always have the running words at the bottom because often people are at work, they're driving, they're with their kids are playing, video games and whatnot. So you're going to get a high conversion rate by having your streaming words on the bottom. So you've got an ad. The ad goes to register for, say, a webinar, a free checklist, a swipe file, 3-part video series, whatever it is. You then have, the free content. You want to offer really great value. So really to establish yourself as someone that is trustworthy, who knows their shit, because really at the end of the day, when someone is looking at you on social media, on Facebook, when you're teaching especially, they're just thinking, well, can this woman really help me? Does this person really know her stuff? Do I like her? Do I trust her enough? What can you do for me? So one of the big areas that we have to really work on, especially with what we teach, is voice mastery and messaging, and that sense of that communication style that allows a woman to really come into her presence and really solidify, a 6-figure, 7-figure kind of brand. Women have been shut down. We've often been told to just don't speak about yourself. Don't act like you're too full of yourself. My philosophy is be fucking full of yourself. Full up. Full of your divinity, not thinking that you're better than anyone. It's not ego. Ego actually is the constant noise of, am I good enough? Do you think I'm good enough? Do you think, oh, my ass is too big. Oh my God, I'm too old. I'm too young. Oh my God, what my husband going to think? What am I going to think? Oh my God, I can't speak up. Blah, blah, blah. It's not going to work. That's ego. That's separation from divine source and divinity. Being full to share with love, full to share with compassion, full to help someone. It's like your cup runneth over. Right? We all have insecurities. but just come into yourself, right? That's very important. Otherwise, you're not going to have that level of connection with your audience. You're just not. You've got to come into your power. So we teach that deeply. The next would be to get people on a call. You've got to invite them to have a call and if that gels and you really have a beautiful divine conversation that doesn't need to be forced, that isn't manipulative, that isn't fear-based consciousness, I do teach about talking about the problem. It's not pushing on pain points. Your client, your ideal client, is already in frigging pain. It's not about being manipulative. It is about talking about the problem and getting real about what's going on for the person and articulating that, so they're like, oh my God, they can see themselves in it. That's me. Yes, I get it. So if that all goes well and you don't fuck yourself over by not offering, one of the biggest mistakes divinely talented women make is they don't ask for the sale. So you ask for the sale in a way that is really beautiful and organic, and it comes from a place of heart right from the start. And it's so, my clients always say, oh my God, Ingrid, I can't believe it. I remember Patrice, she's a brand expert and social media expert. She's like, oh my God, I just sold off. I was about to say $180,000. No, that wasn't her. That was someone else. I just sold an $18,000 package. Oh my God, how the F did that happen? And I'm like, Patrice, it was always there for you. It was always there, but you just weren't embodying the energy. You weren't talking about your work in the way that you needed to express it in order for your ideal client to hear it. And now you've done that, and now you can see how easy it can be. So many of our students are like, oh my God, it was easy. And I didn't have to act in some sort of sleazy friggin' way, douchebag way to make the sale. And when you get that down, it's a repeatable process. So it has an epic ROI. So what do I mean by that? The return on the investment. So if someone pays us like, whatever it is, $3,000, $5,000 to come and work with us, $10,000, depending on what offer. We have many different offers. So depending on where you come in, and we have payment plans and all that jazz, the return on what you're going to learn and master is 10 times, 20 times, 30 times the return. You will be able to use this for the rest of your life. Okay? So if you want to make $20,000 to $100,000 a month at the speed of light, you need this. You need an epic offer, and then you need to really get this bit. And it needs to be available to buy all the time. Someone, a high profile branding, another business coach, reached out to me. She said, oh, Ingrid, I love your launch. It looks so great. I love your launch. And I'm like, thanks. But it's not a launch. I'm not launching. I do this all the time. So I have a business, and it's called like an ongoing enrollment process, and I teach this to my students. But so basically you might like launch one time, and I show people how to do that really quickly and how to get paid to create your content. So for example, when I first built High End Empire, I didn't have all my content there ready to go. What I did have was my PDF. I was very clear on the curriculum and what I was offering. The message was on point. Basically, I'm going to teach you how to make more money than you ever have before. It's still the same curriculum that we have today. We've just improved it and finessed it over the years. So what I did was I did a webinar, I sold 20 spots, and that's how I started. And then week by week, I would go and film the content and create it live. Then what you can do from that point is you can start bringing people in at any point. So I could sign 50 people up today. I could sign another 50 people up next week, so on and so forth. So having something available all the time to buy is great. First off, though, the easiest way and the most simplest and fastest way to get into cash flow is to have a high-end private offer, because you don't have to worry about massive curriculums and planning it and doing webinars or anything like that. It simply is, okay, getting really clear on your avatar, the message, your offer, the price point, the copy, the content, your sales process, and having that PDF and pitching that and selling that. It's step by step. I had a client say, oh my God, there's so many ideas and so many things, and I'm so creative. I've been journaling. I said, get your offer down, bring it to class so one of the coaches can go over it, just one offer. And what we do is one sale, the next sale, the next sale. It's just a very streamlined system. And so we won't allow you to be scattered, because scattered doesn't make you money. It's this step to this step to this step. And then you just keep repeating the process, which is pretty much what I do now. Is I'm constantly now running traffic. I'm constantly delivering content like this, and I'm then constantly bringing in clients. Another client of mine said, how do you constantly bring in so many clients? So I said, because I'm constantly out there speaking, connecting, and offering value and inviting people in to work with us. It's a process. So when I've had a few shit months, if you want to look at the shit months, it's very simple. What was I doing wrong? I wasn't promoting. I wasn't marketing. Okay. So let's talk about Diva advertising, or advertising Diva. It's the same thing. Diva advertising. I like that. So if you spend, I sort of broke this down before, but we'll break it down again. It's good to see the numbers because I feel like people begin to like really get it into their brain. And it's so important as a fempreneur to talk about the numbers. I used to be really afraid to look at the numbers. I was afraid to look at my bank account, afraid to look at this, but you've really got to look at this in a very streamlined way, right? So if you spent, once you've made some cash, you got some consistent sales coming in, you've sold a couple of high-end packages, say you made 15 grand, start selling 5Ks. You can spend $2,000 on Facebook or Instagram ads. And then let's look at the ROI. So if each opt-in costs you then $5 for an opt-in rate, you're spending $2,000 and you're scaling that obviously and testing that it's working well, because you can always tweak it and change it. You just don't immediately plop $2,000 down. It's like daily budgets. You're looking at then say 400 new leads, but you could easily do something like that over say 30 days. If you made 10 sales at $5,000, you're looking at a 50K return. So you minus, say, the $2,000. If you sell 5 spots at $5,000, you're looking at a $25,000 return, which is all good fucking return. Then if you sell 3 spots at even $3,500, you're looking at $10,500 minus that initial ad expenditure. So your profit margin is $8,500, right? So if you just did that then say every month, $8,500, you can see that, and then you can still up the ante, keep scaling the ads gradually, maybe double your ad expenditure to 4K. Before you know it, you're in the 20, 30, 40, 50K months. Most of my clients are at 10, 20, 30K without any ad spend, but then you can kind of saturate your market. And in order to mitigate risk, that's why I don't get attached to someone saying yes to me. I don't care. Like, I do care because I know that I can really help the person and I want the person to buy. Absolutely want you to buy because I know I can help you. But I'm not attached to like that person or Shonda or Danelle saying yes to me, because I constantly have new potential leads coming in. There's a process, there's a system, and I will always sell because I've worked out and finessed my system. And that's what I want you guys to all get into place, because then you have what you would call consistent income. You basically can then work out the numbers. You know what your income is going to be, and it becomes, so once you've got the product, you got your message, you've got your heart, you've got your connection, you're clear on the value, you're offering epic value, it becomes a numbers game. Literally, this much as I'm spending, this is my return. You're looking at the data, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's like I often explain, like, we're these divine femme-like beings here to channel and give all this amazing information, and we want to share and we want to help. Well, what helps the divine feminine, from my perspective, through building a multi-million-dollar business over 4 years, and fucking myself over many, many other times and burning a hole in my pocket, is that the feminine needs to be held in these, if you want to call them, masculine structures. And it doesn't have to be complicated, and you can really get someone to build a funnel for you down the line pretty inexpensively. And we have lots of referrals for people like that if you work with us, right? And by the way, they're all my students. All the people that we refer to have been my students, whether they're designers, Facebook ad managers, funnel builders. But really, you can have a funnel built for not much money. But building a funnel is not enough. It needs to, or running ads is not enough. The copy, the message, your presence. Like, I know so many people who hire ad managers. They throw this shit up. It looks like shit. The brand message is off. The targeting is off. And the whole thing is a complete and utter waste of money. So you need to learn marketing. You need to learn messaging. You need to learn voice activation. You need to become an activator for your dream clients as well, right? So let's look at $1 million breakdown. So we said the 20 units at 5K equals $100,000. At a 6K package, for example, 166 units a year is a $1 million income. That's 13.8 sales a month. That's it. So you can really see that that is absolutely doable. I had a divine client come to me with a $1 billion plan. So I love it when people do that. And she actually was like, oh my God, I get it now. If I sold X amount at X, it's a $2 million company. That's right. She said this. I wanted to share it. She goes, excuse me, Ingrid, if I did 400 sales at 5,000, it's 2 million. Now that doesn't happen overnight, but you can begin to see that that is absolutely possible. So money makes you more of who you are, Diva, okay? Money makes you more of who you are. We need to release the greedy cow syndrome, the money greedy cow syndrome, and really realize that money just gives us choice, that you deserve money, that money is awesome, that money brings more beauty and love and connection and healing to the planet when backed by the divine feminine, right? We're not here to create wars and pillage and steal, but we're not power mongers. The power that I'm talking about is just your own sense of self, your own divinity, connecting to source, connect to God consciousness, connected to divine consciousness, whatever it is that you believe in, and being a vehicle for change. But in doing so, actually honoring your own self, having an integrity for your own self, taking care of your own personal needs, having more pleasure and play and time, right? Because it goes pretty quickly. I'm in my 40s now. It's going at the speed of light. Okay, so you really want to ensure that you take care of yourself, number one. I see so many people putting everyone and everything before them. So the research and market forecasts show that e-learning will triple its 2015 revenue, which is probably at about 129 billion right now, to 325 billion by 2025. Get that, $325 billion. The online education business is just absolutely, I mean, saying that it's booming is like an understatement, okay? So saying there's not enough money to be made, when people say to me, oh, the niche seems really saturated, I'm like, really? I mean, can you just catch your thinking for a second? Is it saturated? It's not saturated. Please. I even have people that come to work with me and do my course, High End Empire, and they end up becoming business strategists and they end up teaching other people how to sell high ticket. And I'm happy for that. It's fine as long as they don't rip off all my work and all my copy. It's fine because there's so much money to be made in the online space. So their clients don't even probably know that I exist. Right? So there's just so much. There's so many people. Social media is going through the roof. I think we're spending up to about 8 hours a day on social media. And about 40 or 50% of that time is actually spent on people opting into ads and opt-ins and then beginning to process and, really implement and read and use the free content that they're getting. So it's beautiful. Usually they'll say a buyer's cycle is 22 days, but if you become really good at what you do in terms of how you communicate your message and your product and what you can do for people and how you can help them, your buying cycle could be anywhere from someone seeing an ad to buying from you within 24 hours. Okay. Monique is another beautiful woman. She could not get people to pay her. She's a business strategist. She couldn't get people to pay her $1,500. She found it so hard for her packages. She went on within 6 weeks to sell 42 spots in her high-end empire. Her high-end, well, it is like a high-end empire, high-end business coaching program. I think the packages were about $5,000 each, so you can do the math on that. Tarzan is a copywriter. She teaches people how to become copywriters now. She's awesome, and she started at about 7 or 8K a month, maybe 10, and then went to 30K, and then had her first launch at $128,000, and that was cash, paid in cash, not it wasn't like payment plans that were coming to her. So you're going to hear from Tarzan now.
I have been so lucky to work with Ingrid and to watch her work with so many people. She is the mistress of space holding. What I have found for myself, and I see this with other women too, just being in her vortex, it just is life-changing. and has created so many shifts for me and for so many others. So when I first started working with Ingrid, I was like, you know what? I would say not even consistently earning like maybe 10K a month or so. And very quickly it went to 20 and then 30. And since then I've had upwards of 100K months paid in full. It's just really, really life-changing. And what I love most about learning from Ingrid is she really is living it, and she is like, just being around her is like an activation. And I see this in her community. I'm so proud to be in that community and just like to soak it up. Just being in her vicinity makes things go pew. Thank you so much, Ingrid. I can't wait to work with you again.
Okay, so yes, Tarzan's also a mum of 2. She bought a new house. She's traveling, speaking now. She's doing incredibly well. She's a beautiful soul. Okay, so Shakti was responding to Tanya, and I think Tanya, I'm not too sure what she was saying, but maybe she felt she didn't have a skill. And Shakti said, Tanya, you're a mum. You've managed, nurtured, and educated your children. You've looked after them, cooked for them. You have so many skills and talents already. Your experiences, anything you are or have been through could be a skill that you can use with others. Yes, you could become a business strategist and even learn my stuff. You could help people with messaging, visibility, nourishment, care. You could help mothers really gain their sense of anything from purpose, health, well-being. But we'd help you with all of that. You don't need to come with an idea. The content is pretty deep, and you'll rebirth yourself, and we're there to support you, to really help you channel in what your idea is going to be and the market that you're really going to reach. Okay, so secret number 3 is from nobody to booked out business sage. The one simple principle that no one will tell you about closing your next 100K, pretty much. And this is how I went from hustling $100 as an hour to having a waiting list for my 40K plus packages, 40K plus packages that I really don't barely sell anymore. I don't need to sell private work because we have so many students, and the business model is a scalable model, which is where you want to go eventually, or as soon as you possibly can when you've got the lay of the land. I'm bringing in clients. I have hundreds of students, right? So I can pick and choose to decide if I want to do private work or not. And that's beautiful and it's wonderful. But the bigger thing than that is I'm able to reach so many more people, right? And do more work and look around about traveling and spending more time with my family. And it's beautiful. So basically your ability to reach more people, even working one-on-one, while that's great, at the end of the day, you're only going to be able to have a limited amount of impact in comparison to being able to reach, hundreds, if not thousands of people, right? Okay, so here's the principle that selling $5,000 packages, which I've mentioned a bit before, is easier than selling $100 sessions when you work with the resonance of divine riches, offer sublime value, and get your offer on fire. So once again, why is that? Because the prospective client, your buyer, understands, wow, I'm going to get this outcome. This is actually going to be solved for me. So for example, say they're struggling with their marriage, they're contemplating divorce, they're angry, they're full of rage, they're full of resentment, they keep fighting with their partner all the time. It's a shitload cheaper to do a $5,000 relationship healing package, right? Or $10,000 one, or a $35,000 one, or a $50,000 one, depending on what level you're at and what you're providing. We've got a wind blower outside. Can you hear it on the thing? Okay, sorry, we've got a gardener here. And you can afford a gardener, yay! But it's far cheaper to do that level of work. And remember that the person going through the experience, you're profoundly changing their lives. It's priceless. Most people don't know how to really deeply have loving, beautiful, sacred relationships. And at the end of the day, that type of package is going to probably address a lot of childhood wounding, where we keep repeating the same struggles or the same suffering over and over again, right? So when a client then can see, or a potential client can see that value, that's why it makes it so much easier to sell those bigger packages rather than, let's have a chat for an hour. We'll be able to move through this and this and that, but it's It's only a percentage of what they need. And then that is, as I said before, a disservice. If I'm going to someone wanting them to say, help me with solving a health issue or something, or say solving, at one point I had all my ads shut down and I wanted to hire a consultant, and this consultant turned up with a full-blown strategy and plan for me, and she took me through it from A to Z. It was very clear. It was 10,000 US dollars, paid in full, done. I was like, thank God you showed up, because there's so many fucking dickwads that basically take your money. They don't do the work. And this woman was, and she's now become a divine friend of mine. I still hire her here and there, that when I want her and need her to give me an overview, and I absolutely trust her, and she was worth every cent, if not more. Okay? It's like it becomes like a no-brainer. So you need to leverage consistent content for consistent also client attraction. So if you want to get booked out in the next 30 days, as I said before, also you need to get out of hiding, and you need to really know how to produce, video content that will go viral, video content that will really engage, video content that's not dull, and video content that allows people to really get to know you, trust you, like you, and then buy from you. So quality content leads to quality clients who are ready to buy and implement. People who sit on the edge and people who are like really confused, and, partly that's just human nature, but as a marketer, as a business owner, as a leader, you have got to learn to speak to that and not get thrown off by it. It's normal for people to have doubts. It's normal for people to have fears. So if you don't want price to be an objection, you need to solve, as I said before, bigger problems, and you need to position your work with potent power. If you're figuring out how to make more money, I love this, and it's probably something that you don't completely get. So I'm going to slow down for a second. If you're figuring out how to make more money, you're figuring out how to offer more value as well, right? So then you come back to that sense of contribution. When you build your business from a sense of heart and really really get clear on why you're here as a soul and what you're here to express, and sort of the message and the legacy that you want to leave behind, that is something that's helped me so deeply. Like, I'm so passionate about what I do. It's beyond just making the sale. I'm so into it because I see so many women suffer. I've suffered so deeply from my money karma drama, my personal drama, my lack of confidence, all of that. So during my journey, as I've risen and risen and risen, I will now want to pay that forward and pass it on. And it's that really clear why that activates me into a higher level of consciousness, where I put service at the front of everything I do. And people just come to me and say, I want to make 50 grand. I want to make 100 grand in the next 30 days. I have people say that to me all the time. And that's beautiful, and that's fine. And there's no shame in commanding that. But so yes, 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 yes. But you really want to back that up with the service and the why behind it, because it will allow you to have a different energy, a different resonance, and it will guide you forward. And when you do have a challenge, you can move past it, because your why and your reason for being and doing the work that you do is so fucking on fire that nothing will stop you. Right? Nothing will stop you. Okay, so let's look at the 5-phase Rich Diva process. Number 1 is clear messaging. Number 2 is your divine offer. Number 3 is list building. Number 4 is aligned activation. And number 5 is the sacred sale. And this process is 5 phases all together, enmeshed and infused together, working on fire, leads to cash and clients consistently. So let's sort of break it down quickly. We're almost wrapping up soon. I'm going to go into offering you an invitation to work with me. But I want to go through this quickly. Now, where are we at? We're just over an hour. Okay, cool. So the 5-phase Rich Diva process. Number 1, phase 1, as I said, clear messaging. So you need to craft your laser lucid $1 million message and rise, Diva, rise. Phase 2 is your divine offer. You need to develop that, oh my God, let me give you my credit card offer. Phase 3 is list building. Create a juicy funnel, build your tribe, and shift from unknown to superstar. Aligned 4 is aligned activation. You need to nurture your audience by sharing value, teaching, and shining your divine light. You need to let yourself be seen and heard. for some women, it's the first time they're ever really doing that on a big level. So it is big, but we walk you through that whole process. And phase 5 is the sacred sale, mastering the divine close, holding space and making that invitation, and really making sure that you really, the secret to really great sales and doing a beautiful, aligned, organic, loving sales process is to learn how to really hold space for people. So I want to share with you Love Day's story. She's a divine, incredible healer, and she went from living in a yurt with no electricity in New Zealand to making 51 grand in her first 3 months, and she's since gone on and done much more than that, and she secured a loan to build her first house. So let's hear from her now.
It has been an incredible ride. I was kind of very scattered and confused and not sure how I was going to up-level my business or how I was going to reach more clients. And I think it was in about 5 weeks that I went from kind of just having a handful of clients to drawing in 15 high-end clients. And the level of support that Ingrid has provided has been immeasurable. Like, seriously, the impact she has had on me and on my family is just priceless. And if you are looking for somebody who can hold you and guide you and give you really, really clear, phenomenal strategy, marketing advice, and who can assist you in your own personal evolution and ascension, it's got to be Ingrid.
Okay, next we're going to hear from mindset coach Abby, who made 21 grand in her first month and then did 86 grand in 2.5 months. She went on then to do 185 grand in 4 months. So let's hear from her now.
I've made $9,000 in the last 4 days that I've been part of the program. But even better than the money is the vision that I now have for the way that the rest of my life is going to look. The content is so compelling and it's so just right for me. I literally, if I could spend all of my time just consuming the content, filling out the PDFs, that's exactly what I would do. So I'm so grateful to finally be able to own and claim my full goddess divine power. Watch out, world. I'm coming for ya.
Danelle was saying, I saw in the chat, I'm so sick of being broke, and I was the same way. But one thing I want to just invite you to do is don't use the word sick anymore, because it can manifest sickness, right? So just say, I'm so over being broke and I command in divine sacred riches now. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. And what I always like to say to people, which I find quite hilarious about human beings, is that whenever we feel like, oh my God, I call it that F this shiz moment where you're like, you got your back up against the wall and you're like, you're just so over yourself, you're over it. And you know, you need to make a change. And I always say, you're right to rise, because really you have no other choice. I've been there so many times in my life where you're like, oh my God, I have to get it together. So what I did was I pulled up my big girl panties. I'm like, I'm not going to abandon myself anymore, raised my prices, and I got busy just doing the work. Because I was just done as well. So I get that deeply. Okay, so let's get honest about the keep you awake nights that are holding you back in struggle, scarcity, and smallness. I'm so over being broke and demand riches now. Yes, and you can have it. Really, it's quite interesting how we suffocate ourselves and we don't even realize we're doing it. It's incredible. It's like what you call unconscious incompetence, when you don't know what you don't know. You're not even aware of what you're really doing. It doesn't feel good. Your bank account looks like shit. You're over it. You're over penny pinching. But really, you have to also be conscious that, you may have had abuse in your life. You may have been really put down. You may have worked really hard in your life and you don't have much to show for it. So you can go into like a bit of a woe is me, self-attack, you feel depleted. But really trust this and know this. You can turn it around really quickly. You absolutely can. Okay. So some of the questions that you might be asking yourself, right, are, will I really be able to charge? Come on, Ingrid. Come on. Will I really? Will I really be able to charge $3,000, $5,000, and $10,000? Is she just a really good like speaker, sales queen? No, you will be able to do it. I am good at speaking. I am good at selling. I am good at activating people, but I'm also much, much, much better at teaching and mentoring and guiding my students to make money. We don't have just a couple of video testimonials. We have hundreds, screen captures, proof of sale. It happens every single day from women who come into our group incredibly, like most of them almost blow us off. They don't want to buy because of their fears. So yes, we are very, very, very skilled at helping you do this, and you will be able to do it. You might also be asking yourself, how will I learn and manage everything, such as the technical know-how, the mindset, and the marketing without turning into a maniac? You will. It's a gradual process that you're going to go on, a beautiful divine journey. And you'll keep, I keep learning. I keep perfecting things. You're going to go on the same journey. But remember that at the beginning, for you to start selling high-end packages, you don't need any tech whatsoever. Okay? So can you actually do this and remain the heart-centered, soul-inspired entrepreneur that you are? Or will I turn into some sort of scam artist, a shyster, or a money-hungry scumbag? You will not turn into a scumbag. Having more money will allow you to give more. It will allow you to nourish your soul, your body, those that you love, pay it forward. And you deserve divine abundance. It's that simple, right? Whether you want to build $1 million home, have an ashram, have a charity, a nonprofit on the side, or all of those things, or none of those things, whatever you desire, really you can create it because you're a divine creatrix. So at the end of the day, when we get ourselves into big messes in our lives, we have created it, right? On some level. So you can recreate whatever you desire. So it's also like a very important part of remembering that you have that power, that every thought that you're thinking, everything that you're feeling, everything that you're emitting is like a channel, and it's creating a reality. So do I really have what it takes to do this? Do you know enough? And you do know enough. And yes, Tanya, who was watching before, you do know enough. There is a skill and a talent that you can package up and sell. So as I said, yes, you do. You do know enough, divine, talented woman. Okay. So I want to invite you right now to feel deeply into what it would be like to have more money than you ever have before, being able to go shopping, being able to buy a nice top like this and not sweat the bill or the bank account, right? Give to people, give to your family, having clients clamoring to work to you, courses flying off the shelf even before you launch them, a community filled with people who love and rave about you all the time, cash and clients flowing in consistently, that new house, that new bathroom renovation, money to send your children to the best schools, money if they need extra help in the home like I have. I have a divine cleaner, housemaidey woman who's amazing, who comes to help me, which is awesome because I'm not a domestic diva. And calm and confidence filling every single sexy pore of your divine soul. You can work from anywhere in the world. You can travel. You can work part-time and still make great money. Feel into that for a moment. Take a really deep breath. I want you to see yourself living that life. And if you were already making, say, 30 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand a month, 100 grand a month, choose a number. What choice would you have made now, today, in this very moment? I hope you say yes to working with me because I know I can help you reach your goals, right? Absolutely. It's a process. It's a system. Okay, so think about cash flow because without it, your business will be poisoned. I think so many women get so confused that they just don't realize one simple thing, and that is you need those consistent sales and you need cash flow. Otherwise, you don't really have a business. You have something that's incredibly fucking draining. I've been there. I know. Okay. So what does it take to become a booked out boss? A very powerful choice and an unwavering decision to act, to get out of victimhood and become a vixen, to get out of shame and soar and shine your light and serve and allow yourself to receive divine compensation for your divine work. Amen. So let's hear from Celebrity Kate. She's an interesting one. So she's not a celebrity. Sorry. She's a celebrity psychic. Kate is gorgeous. She's selling, was selling, I think she still sells them, but she also sells now a beautiful course on helping her students become more intuitive and whatnot. And she was selling $1,000 1-hour sessions to celebrities. And that's okay. It sounds good. But really, at the end of the day, whether you're trying to sell a $100 session or a $1,000 session, you're always constantly hustling and constantly trying to get new clients. So she'd have great months and shit months and good months and shit months. So let's hear from her now.
When I first came across Ingrid, I had been running my business for 20 years and I had just got to the point of scraping 6 figures. But I was totally exhausted. If you follow what Ingrid tells you to do and you push past any emotional blocks that you might have, which are major, then you will make the money. I made $27,000 in 2 months with working with Ingrid, within 2 months of working with her. And I continue for that amount to grow.
Which is important. Hey guys. Okay, so who here would like to know how to make more money than you ever have at the speed of light? Let me know. So this is your opportunity to say thank you so much, Ingrid, for your divine time, and you can leave. Or I'm going to now go into telling you guys on how you, that doesn't make sense, on how you can work with me. How you can work with me. I've been up since 4 a.m. today. I think I'm actually doing okay. Oh, but Chris, could you make me a coffee? Do you have time? I really feel like a coffee. Okay, if you can't, that's okay. Okay, guys. So yes, Helen saying yes. Shakti saying yes, please, and thank you. Okay, I'm going to get this show on the road because I've been going for a long time already, but I intend to see lots of yeses coming in. So thank you for the permission to share my work with you at a deeper level. Okay, so in High-End Empire, we offer a sacred space and a rich diva vortex that is unparalleled. It's the Gucci, thanks Lucy. It's the Gucci of online business programs. So High-End Empire is like nothing you've ever experienced before. I've had clients tell me, Ingrid, it's so fucking powerful that your marketing is shit. How do you sort of tell people without sounding like you're so full of it or so ego or the power of this work? But it really is powerful, and I poured my heart and soul into it. I've made some personal mistakes. I'm going to be honest with you. I am a very generous, caring individual. So I give a lot. But you know what? It's really paid amazing dividends, because seeing our students do as well as they have just brings me, like, it literally almost makes me want to cry. Like, I just feel so blessed to be part of this, and it's beautiful. So High-End Empire is a full throttle, high diva, action, and ascension. So here's what you're going to get. Module number 1 is how to package up your brilliance and get clients lining up to pay you the big bucks, and it's valued at $2,997. You're going to discover how to create high-end programs in 48 hours. This includes packaging and pricing your genius. It's for one-on-ones or group packages, and you're going to have clients really pulling out their credit cards. So what you get in a module like this alone is like a 2-hour training, a 30-minute what we call your quickie training. So it's a summarized, like, very succinct training that you get as well. You get like almost like a 30-page Bible of examples of offers, from 1-day intensive VIP sessions to 2-day retreat private work to VIP course stuff to, you know, your one-on-one offers. So you're going to be really deeply supported, and it's all laid out there for you. We even have swipe files, so you can literally take an idea of an offer, put your own title, your own tagline, and have that offer done and dusted and ready to go. But what we offer that a lot of other people do not offer, especially at the price point that we're going to be offering you today, is live coaching. So you can bring your offer to a class every single week and get direct support from one of our coaches. So it's time for you to make your heart sing and your cash register ring as you play a bigger game. So I'm not going to break this down for every module because we'd literally be here for 4 hours, but I just want to show you how much depth is in a module. So that you have this from blah to brilliant blueprint. You're going to overhaul your blah offers to launch a 6-star brand with ease and establish yourself as a go-to expert in your niche. You're going to make the competition irrelevant because we don't need to worry about competition anyway, because your uniqueness, your beauty, your power, your presence is enough. You don't need to compare yourself, but you're going to learn the high energy, attention grabbing, untold secret to stand out in a crowded marketplace, making the competition irrelevant. Content creation 2.0 is really all about mastering content creation, creating your intellectual property, how to really break it down, take a client on a journey so that you never suffer from writer's block or burnout ever again, or confusion or of what to say and how to say it. The next is your USP unveil. You're going to nail your unique selling proposition. We'll teach you more about what that is, like really what's going to make you stand out, how to really position your offering so it really has that sense of credibility, so you know exactly what your secret sauce is and how to serve it up in style. Next, we have magical authenticity. You're going to learn the 3 sacred steps to wipe out that competition once again as you shine your light with your unique brand of you, kicking comparisonitis and not enoughness to the curb for good. And then we're going to really go into demystifying the whole way of charging and pricing your offer. So I can't even get the word out. Pricing your offer. So we're going to identify the sacred ingredient to help you charge what you're worth without wanting to barf your guts out. Okay. I don't know if we'll go into Nikki. Nikki, we won't hear from her now. She's the one that made $24,000 in her first month. She's a love coach. Okay, almost didn't work with us. This is Jada. She made $27,000 in 2 months. She's awesome. And then we had Jennifer. She's a stylist now, become also a business coach. Since working with me, she made $43,000 very quickly. So the next module is module number 2, how to sell without feeling like a shame-ridden scumbag. So I have a beautiful 7-figure sales process. It's juicy. You get a whole sales script. You get video training and the whole shebang. We take you through how to do calls, how to sell on live streams, how to sell on webinars, and that's valued at $2,997. Now, the reason that we put those values on, that if you just were to buy one of those modules, you would at least get a minimum return of $2,997 from each of those modules alone. Just alone, module number 1, people have made like 20 grand, right? Module number 3, the non-sleazy way to get qualified leads on autopilot, value $2,997. Module number 4 is video vixen va boom. This is all about honoring and mastering your voice, value $2,997. And is that all? Oh, so only the 4 modules. I was looking for number 5. There's no number 5. You get the Power Diva bonus number 1, which is these 5 incredible people. Love these. They're like rocket fuel for your soul. They're the 5 slay, pray, and hit your payday divine femme activations. They're divine theater healings that I've created. They're audios. You also get 4 energetic healing invocations valued at $997. Power Diva bonus number 2 is our $1 Million Diva money code. It's 6 neuro rewiring energy clearing meditations and videos, and they are taught to you by a divine woman called Rachel. She's an incredible kinesiologist, and they've got incredible processes to really help activate you, valued at $1,997. We sell that actually alone today at the moment at $997 when we run it. Okay. What you will receive is 4 core modules of the high-end Empire Fast Track Diva, the total value being $11,988, and the 2 Power Diva bonuses at $2,994. Total value of just that alone is $14,982. We also have a 24-hour super sexy expiring bonus. It's a 6-star brand brilliance video training. It's 2 hours of video training and a swipe file. This is all about establishing your 6-star, 7-figure brand and how to define it, how to really own your message and cultivate that brand presence. The other 24-hour bonus we have today is I Am Rich Woman Money Miracle Matrix. So this is a deeper level money activation training valued at $1,997. We also have another bonus, which is 2 months in my membership. It's called $1 Million Diva, if you haven't heard of it before. It comes with 4 live classes, healing classes, priestess classes, meditation every single week, a crystal grid, and a divine, beautiful red tent circle channeled clearing, valued at $3,776, and I also teach an activation class there as well, and it's pretty full on in a good way. Okay, so these 3 disappearing bonuses, which they go away in 24 hours. We really do want you to act, and we do this specifically to get you to move, to get you to really bank on yourself and not go into confusion. It's an incredible offer, and they're valued at $7,770. So you also get the fast track live group coaching calls. This is 8 weeks of Ask Us Anything calls valued at $6,000. So we have Lisa, who's going to introduce herself. Maybe we'll come even closer.
Yeah.
How can I see? We can't see her on the screen yet, Chris.
I should be in.
Hey. Okay, now we're in. Anyway, I haven't cut your head off or anything.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, Diva.
How you going?
How are you going? Tell us a little bit about how you met me and how you came to do this work, coaching with me.
Oh my gosh, at the time I'd been doing massage for years and years, struggling, just like you've been saying, you know, selling those $100 sessions and working my butt off and always hustling for the next client. And I wasn't even looking for you at the time. You just kind of turned up. But I was like, hang on, I resonate with what this woman is saying.
It must have been an ad, was it? Or was it it was a referral.
Referral, yeah.
Dawn is a coach in the UK, another adrenal health coach.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I was like, I like what this woman is telling me, and I want to hear more. So, you know, so I actually did your first round of High-End Empire, right?
And where were you at financially when you decided to commit to this process?
Oh God, financially. Yeah, I'd had a history of bankruptcy, not fun, but, and I was, you know, pretty deep still in my money story. And you helped to shake me.
I think most people I think we're always upgrading our money story. Would you say that a lot of girls who come to work with us still have that money?
Yeah, I think so. But
absolutely.
I've also seen so many changes that go on.
Oh, of course. But what I mean is when they come to us, they've got so much money stuff, and we're like, we're dissolving that like at the speed of light.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
what did you first sell? Because all the coaches that work for me, I have a whole team of coaches. We have another group called High-End Empire Diva Mind. We do 6 live calls every single week. And every single one of those women who are teaching there have been my students, right? And they're more than my students. They're amazing. They become my friends. They're beautiful women. But they're all successful in their own right. So Lisa also sells her own adrenal health packages and is still doing that. And so what was it like to sell your very first package, and how much was it worth?
Oh my God, it was absolutely amazing. Yeah, so through your help, I was able to package up this beautiful high-end offer. I started with 3-month packages at $2,500, and then I was like, oh my God, that's too cheap. And I raised it up and started selling 6-month packages for $7,000. And oh my God, every sale that came through, I still, I can still see that PayPal, amount on my phone, and just thinking, oh my God, this works.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I found a different way.
What made you say yes?
I knew I had never had any doubt. My soul was calling so strongly to take this step. So it was just a matter of working through the fear that I felt, especially the money stuff. And I was like, I just sat there and thought, if I don't make this decision, my soul is going to be really unhappy.
Yeah.
And I was able to step myself over the line.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So Lisa will be guiding you along with another coach. Thank you for sharing your story.
My pleasure.
I love it. It's beautiful.
You're good?
Yeah. I was like, didn't want you to leave, but that's okay. Bye. It's okay for now. But Lisa will be teaching you and guiding you, and another beautiful student of ours, Ellen. Ellen was in an abusive, horrible relationship. She's now a single mama with a baby. Left that relationship, thankfully, and she is a womb healer, shamanic healer, and she's also a teacher for us as well, and she'll be guiding you as well. So these women are actually talking from experience, and Ellen used to be an architect and now is in the whole healing, in the healing realm. So she shifted her entire career. So she'll be an incredible mentor to you along with Lisa. Lisa's been now working with me for probably 2.5 years now. She's an incredibly gifted coach and woman and healer herself. So you're going to get 80. You're going to get 8 by 90-minute live coaching calls over 8 weeks to look over your high-end offers, positioning, sales, and voice activation. And you get access to that Facebook community for 8 weeks. And then you can either go into the next level and the next tier to work with us. And we'll also put you into a special group for anyone who's ever been a member. You're in a group so you can go in there and support each other ongoing if you choose to, right? For free. That's not an extra charge. So let's just hear quickly from Laura. This is like a 10-second video just explaining to you what it's like to have a coach live go over your offer.
You're helping me so much with copy and getting an offer together and crafting everything. And just when I watched Lisa's talk that she had the other day with helping other people with their offers, that alone has been worth all the information and everything. And just that is worth every penny for this. I appreciate you and just I'm so grateful to you. So thank you so much. I look forward to more, and we're just going to keep going. Let's rock this.
Okay, so I'm just going to summarize it once more, but don't worry, guys. We do have a payment plan today. I love to get paid in full. I don't love doing payment plans, but then one part of me loves doing payment plans. It's a 1-year payment plan. The reason that I also love doing it is because it allows women who really don't have the cash to invest and to get started and to get moving, which is really my divine life's calling. I love to more, it's easier for me to grow my business when I get paid in full, but I understand that's not possible for most people. So don't worry, we do have a payment plan. So here's what you'll receive. Again, a quick snapshot, the 4 core modules that I went through, the 2 power bonuses, the 3 24-hour disappearing bonuses, and 8 weeks of live coaching in your high-end Empire Fast Track Facebook group. And that total value is $28,752. If you apply the process and you do the work and you come to classes, you're going to make the income, right? So today we're offering it to, usually it would be $5,497. We're offering a $2,000 discount. So a pay in full investment today would be $3,497 over the next 5 days. And it usually then goes back up. We've got a 12-month payment plan of $397 a month over 12 months, which I think is pretty incredible. We have had women come in who can barely afford that. They've gotten the money together. They've become resourceful. They've found it. They've paid off all their debt within months. Take like one woman, Emma, medical intuitive, paid off all her debt, traveled to Hawaii with her family, doing incredibly well. Ellie, didn't hear from her, was literally being hounded by debt collectors. She didn't make any sales her first month. Her second month, she made $21,000 and she's just boomed from there. So the site to go to is fasttrackdiva.com if you want to get this offer. This price will be available only for the next 5 days, okay? If you want the disappearing bonuses, don't think about it. Get the disappearing bonuses. They're worth $7,000. Get them. So why are we selling it at this price? I think I've already made my case clear because I stand for you. I stand for women rising. I really believe when one woman gets rich, we can pay it forward and it creates such a healthier divine community. And I really do stand for that radical change on the planet. It's much easier to invest in ads and continually grow my business when I have really incredible cash flow. But I've reached also a level in my business where it's solid and I can afford to do this, and I want to do this to help women who are ready to do the work and apply the process. We can't do it all for you. We have created the most comprehensive training. We've got the live coaching component as well, which is just juicy as all F. So I would absolutely run and commit to this, absolutely. So this price point is something that I think is pretty much doable for all. If you don't have the cash right now, try to get a credit card, ask someone to lend you the money, and get resourceful. Okay, plus is that right? We have these 5, we do. We have 5 extra bonuses for paying in full. Yeah, yeah, baby. Okay, yeah. Bonus number 1, we have the sold out spiritualist stratagem. It's all about clearing out your uncertainty and charting out your new Rich Diva reality. This really is incredible training. Actually, it's 2 by 2.5 hour training videos and swipe files valued at $1,997. We have a power bonus Diva bonus number 2, which is Launch Diva. This is all about launching, but more than launching, it's also about creating that ongoing enrollment process valued at $1,997. We then have the 7-figure Diva high-end offer masterclass. This is our full training on really getting up and close and personal. And this looks like an interesting bonus. I haven't seen this one before. Is this something new?
Which one's that? Number 2?
3. Get up close and personal and see Ingrid.
That's your review of offers.
Oh, okay. It's me reviewing and how okay. This is great then. Great. You get to see me live in action, reviewing and editing offers. We have power bonus number 4, the 7-figure opt-in masterclass. Create your funnel, magnify your message, and draw in new clients on autopilot, valued at $1997. You've also got bonus number 5, the money and voice activation masterclass. This is all about unleashing your message, going viral, and making a mint online. And I'm going to do an off-the-cuff, pay in full investment, which will be to come to one of my classes live and see me coach and train students on really building their businesses and making sure that they craft their offers. So
that's massive.
It's massive, and I'm pretty intense. They're 2 to 3 hour classes, and I dive deep. So when you work with us and work with our coaches, it's not just like sitting around on a Zoom class and just chatting. It's all by Zoom. You can tune in from anywhere around the world. There was quite a few women who are messaging me who might be watching this later from the UK. Do we have times that are right for the UK too, don't we, with the coaching?
It's about 10 p.m. their time.
10 p.m. their time. We might see if we can get one extra one. We'll see. But if anyone's really interested in the UK, you need to reach out to Lisa with any inquiries. Reach out to her at lisa@ingridarna.com and she'll answer any questions, or just tag us on the free group and we'll answer those. So about 10 p.m. your time at the moment. Bonus number 5 is the money and voice activation masterclass. Unleash your message. I think I already said that. Did I already say that? Unleash your message. I don't know. I'll say it again. Go viral and make mint online. So this is really about really more deeply coming into that voice activation, but also really crafting what you need to say and what you need to express to create the connection and then also the conversion. So those 5 pay in full bonuses altogether come to $9,985. So the price is going up by $2,000 in 5 days back to the proper price of the actual official price of $5,497. It's fasttrackdiva.com. If you want to enroll, you can either choose the payment plan or the pay in full. So we're unlike most business programs because we offer that unparalleled support and advanced strategy, but also the emotional context of really what it takes to build an empire online. So I'm inviting you to stop trading dollars for hours and instead have money coming in while you sleep, sip on lattes, and spend time at the beach with your darling loved ones. And yes, if you do want to do digital products, we can also help you with that too. Stop chasing clients and struggling to fill your pipelines, and instead of having clients contact you and book you automatically, I invite you to stop stressing over money and bills and instead master the art and science of making money with soul rather than sleaze and slime. So if you are ready to have a business that finally brings you that freedom, right? The freedom that you really desired and wanted initially when you started your business that you might not have right yet, which is probably most people. It's a journey. They click on the fasttrackdiva.com website and let's get started. I cannot wait to support you. So as we've said, at a value of close to $30,000, I actually think it's worth more than that. You get a 12-month payment plan of $397. So we give a lot so you can grow beyond your wildest dreams, get rich, serve deeply, and live the good life instead of being trapped in suffering and scarcity. You're going to have a beautiful community to support you as well, of other women going through the exact same steps that you're going through. You're going to be able to create incredible, long-lasting friendships, potentially even partnerships. So you deserve to live in abundance, Diva, and this is your sacred birthright. You just have to claim it. So quick question. You might be asking me, well, Ingrid, how long will it really take me to make money online? And that's a great question. And you can start selling those $3,000 or $5,000 tomorrow, pretty much without a big list, even if you're just starting out, without a website, just the offer and following the strategy that we teach you just from module number 1 alone. Now you have 2 choices. We always have choices in life. Every single moment we have choices to make. You have choice number 1, which is to do nothing, stay where you're at and allow things to get worse. And choice number 2 is to invest in yourself today and make more money with grace, fire, and diva love and juiciness today. So I'm hoping you choose choice number 2, really, honestly. So don't suck at getting support. Stop figuring it out on your own. Stop hustling. Stop going around in circles. Stop fucking worrying about money and decide that you're going to learn how to make money consistently. Okay, when you allow yourself to receive divine support, overwhelm disappears and divine possibilities always show up. I'm just going to take a deep breath of that one. It's not one more thing investing in this program, but the golden key to more magic, momentum, and money. This is the key. This is going to make it easier for you times 100 to make money online. So let's hear now from Alicia. Are you just playing me back, darling? Are you okay there?
I've just had some things wig out.
Oh, okay. Are we still running live on the group or the webinar? Okay, we're good. Okay. So Alicia sold 70K in high-end work over sort of 6 to 7 months. We're going to hear from her quickly now too. She's a sexual health consultant or healer.
When I came into the program, I was feeling burnt out and pretty resentful and overworking, and I had a lot to really get through. And since I've been selling high end, I've sold over 53,000. That hasn't even been full time. I'm just so grateful for the support and like really fine-tuned, feminine support and feedback for how to make this accessible for people.
So if you really want something, you'll find a way. And if you don't, you'll just find an excuse, honestly. For me, sometimes when I speak to people that are so full of like that overwhelm and those excuses, I can just feel the energy drop in my body. It's just like, oh my God, don't do that. Please don't do that for your own self. It's like the vibration of it is so dense. And so it's almost when I think about it, I want to vomit. It's just so just off. You know, honestly, coming into your own power and learning how to make money is one of the most powerful things that you can learn to do for yourself, honestly. So now we're going to hear from Randina. She's an NLP expert. She went from 10 grand to 24 grand. So she had more money. You know, she was at a higher level of income, but just hear her story. She's a single mom. I think some months you might have been making 5K or less. Let's hear from her now.
I don't have Randina.
Oh, we don't have Randina? Oh, you didn't get that one organized? Anyway, Randina's amazing. She then had a multi-six-figure launch within 5 months of working with me. She really began to own her voice. She was going to share a story. We'll get that ready for next time. Can you put that in your diary? I work with my husband. Can you put that in your diary, please, darling? But she was like, oh my God, Ingrid, I remember you saying to me, can you stop acting like friggin' Cinderella and get over yourself? You're a queen. Act like a queen. Be a queen. Invoke the queen. Let's go, baby. You're a diva. You're amazing. I have so many beautiful women, and I often have to tell them, oh my God, do you actually see yourself? Like you're a superstar and you're acting like a damsel in distress. Cut it out. Okay. So you no longer have to take out a 200K loan and get an MBA to start a business that rocks. And they really don't teach you this stuff at university. This is a sacred invitation to radically uplevel your business and your life as you claim your sovereignty. So will you be rich or poor, Diva? That's a pretty full-on question. Will you be rich or will you be poor? One set of behaviors will make you rich. One set of fucking behaviors will make you poor. Don't be poor, be rich. It's a much better and much more nourishing, abundant place to be. So let's get real about what it takes. I see so many women, I want to heal the world. I want to help people. I'm sorry. You will not be helping people. You will not be healing the world. You will not be doing any of that stuff if you're broke and burnt out, I can assure you. Okay? So it's a really different paradigm shift on allowing yourself to make money, allowing yourself to receive, doing incredible work in the world, and having a solid foundation that isn't going to crumble if you have one bad day. That if you go and sell to someone, it's not some lame-o offer that, number one, doesn't deliver what that client needs. Do you get this? It doesn't deliver what they need. Shame on fucking you. When I go to invest or work with someone, if they gave me a 40% of a fucking offer, it's not transformation. It's not the offer, because they're so caught up in scarcity. They offer me some lame thing. I can read it in 2 seconds. I'm like, oh my God, you got so much fucking scarcity going on that I don't even want to be around you, let alone buy from you. It's about packaging up your most sacred work, charging appropriately, doing incredible work, and getting paid, right? So it's no more running your company like a frigging charity, no more shame, no more victimhood, no more scarcity, no more sacrifice. And you can see I get very intense about this stuff because I'm so over women discounting themselves and then teaching it to their children and creating just havoc in their lives. No more suffocation, no more self-betrayal. That is done forever. It's about coming into your yoni, into your womb space, into your heart space, through your chakra, through your throat chakra, and communicating with divinity and light, serving and receiving. And it's a fucking epic place to be. Epic place to be. It's divine. It's incredible. I have the most incredible bonds with my students. They don't feel like I've taken from them because I've charged appropriately for my work. Now we have $10,000 packages. We have $30,000 packages. We have $50,000 packages. This is now where I'm at in my life and in my work, that I can offer something like this at this level, at this price, and I want to do it. So I am inviting you to say yes, claim it, buy it, invest in it, do the work, show up, and change your life. So making money online is an art, and it is time for you to master it, Diva. Take control of your financial destiny, because no one can do that for you, right? You're magical, you're sublime, and you're freaking epic. And you can do this, but you have to absolutely claim it. So if you really need to speak to someone on my team, you can. That's the wrong website. Can you change that slide, please? Make a note. At ceodivachat.com. If you do want to speak to someone, usually we don't talk about this offer. This is just to buy on the webinar right now or over the next 5 days. If there's an offer that you want to buy, if you want to work more directly with me and you are ready to invest at a higher price point, then you can book in to speak to someone on my team at ceodivachat.com. Juliana, who's also been here today, she's on my team. You've got Lisa, but we've got a whole beautiful team of people that you can talk to. And as I've said, also my salespeople, the women that take you through these calls to show you what's out of alignment, what you need to do to get in alignment. They are all my coaches as well. Okay. So thank you for your time today, for your beauty and your divinity. And do we have any questions?
There was just a couple of quick ones, just mainly around how do you get clear on your sellable talents?
How do you get clear on your sellable talents? We could absolutely do maybe one extra class on that, but I think that you're going to get very, very clear. The very first module, number 1, is going to dive really deeply into that. Lisa can help you personally on it as well. It's a very deep process. And as you start listening to all the meditations and the activations, we've got a beautiful meditation which helps you channel in your gifts, channel in your offers. It's really, really going to help you to become very, very aware of what your actual superpowers are.
Okay,
and if anyone's lost at all, like in this course, we're not the sort of people that sort of just like discount you or write you off. All you need to do is email us at support@ingridarna.com or lisa@ingridarna.com, and someone will get back to you to make sure that your question gets answered. Okay,
we're all good.
Is that all?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, cool. Divas, you're amazing. Thank you for your time. You could have spent it with so many other people doing so many different things. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for being present. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your light. So much love. Mwah. Kisses.
In 2017, I earned a little under 20,000 euros, which was at the bare minimum. I didn't have to pay taxes because I earned so little. And then within 2 months of working with Ingrid, I made 70,000 euros. And my numbers have only gone up over the last year. But more than that, it was not just business. I got something much more valuable that I didn't even realize I needed, which was this very, very deep healing and up-leveling of my spirit in order to hold that frequency of abundance. When I made the commitment for the full thing, I knew I could only pay for half of it because that's how much stretch I had on my credit card. And I had to take that leap of faith that the rest of the money would show up through doing this work and up-leveling myself and attracting business. And lo and behold, within 2 months it did. Within 2 weeks, actually, I had made the money to pay for the full program. And within 2 months, I had made over triple my income of the year before. And as I said, I've only been up-leveling since. In 2000,
the more that I invested into Ingrid, the more her teachings started coming full circle for me. Within 6 weeks, I was able to generate $22,000 in sales. And I then reinvested in her digital program with some group, and I created some more funds there, and I did her CEO Diva Mind, which as I film this with you, I am currently still in. It's one of the best investments I've made in my life. And I say that because not just the results, for example, hitting 6 figures in my business for the first time since I'm just shy of 100K in my business, it's also the support that I've received from her and her team that goes above and beyond just the digital program.
Before joining High End Empire, the most I ever made in my business was 2,000 Canadian dollars in 1 year. Since joining High End Empire, I'm not now calling in enough money to really financially back my business, which means I'm no longer dependent on my partner to do so. So if you have been thinking about joining High End Empire, I promise you that Ingrid is everything she appears to be, and honestly so much more. Her vortex is powerful, it's potent, it's healing, and if you're willing to commit to yourself, you will absolutely get results. Before joining High End Empire,
came to Ingrid, I'm very good at what I do, but I just had no idea how to run a business, how to package, how to do content. I didn't even know what a funnel was. It has been a mind-blowing experience in terms of just Ingrid is the queen of strategy. So she's helped me really be able to piece my business together, and the transformation of doing the actual work has up-leveled me, to like create my first high-end program and to live stream on Facebook every day and to just own it, that I am a high priestess healer. I hadn't owned that until Ingrid wrote that in my copy, and I'm like, yes, this is who I am.